It's kind of a weird noise. Sounds like crickets or something. Thank you for the Halloween heart. Alright, Yone. See you. Pikachu, thank you for the Halloween heart. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Good night. Oyasumi. You're telling me good night. You're just starting your day. Pikachu, Cool Cat. Pikachu and Cool Cat giving all those hearts. Thank you for that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome to Constitution Study Group. We are going to read a interesting perspective. Oh shoot, did I forget? I streamed to the wrong channel, I believe, to Reddit. Oh shoot. Alright, I'm gonna have to start the stream and start a new one. Okay. I'm gonna come back. I totally streamed to the wrong channel. I'm not in the Gamers Lounge. They're gonna kick me out. Hi, Queen Baby. Queen Baby. Okay, welcome in, everybody. Constitution Study Group. We're going to read an article titled, "The Constitution Should Be Scrapped." I just thought it'd be an interesting perspective to look at. We're always looking at details about how the Constitution is good and what the writers intended when they wrote it, what it serves us now. And plus, I'm streaming to Popocha. Hey, Jesus. Thank you for the plus minus plus. Appreciate it. Hey, Teth. What are you still doing awake? You should be in your bed asleep already. It is so late. Tef is on Twitch. Tef is hanging out. Anything you want me to share with our friend Tef? Yeah, I gotta keep things simple with tonight's stream because I got Pococha here. Oh, Jesus, I don't speak Spanish. I'm sorry. Sleep when you're dead. Thank you, Ian. Yeah, we'll sleep when we're dead, right? Ian's got your back, Tef. He says you can sleep when you're dead. Hey, Craig, welcome in. I had the coolest thing happen on the stream yesterday. I was gaming, and like my two best friends from junior year of high school dropped in. Oh, thank you for the bamboo panda again, Cool Cat. Thank you, Cool Cat. Sleep is for the weak, so that can wait until death. Oh, Tef is on your side, Ian. Oh, Tef, you're so sweet. I'm gonna drink some tea. I think that's what I should do. I've already heated everything up. Everything's primed and ready for brewing with my freshly boiled water. I'm gonna be drinking this oolong tea. Hey, 343 Politics, welcome in. Welcome to Constitution Study Group. My name is Elise. I'm just drinking some tea. True words, right? True words. Let's see, let's get the tea. Let's get the tea here. Get your water bottle. Oh shoot, man, Tef drinking a water bottle? He said he was too cool for water last time I asked him. You know he's got a water bottle? Wow. I'm making tea, Queen Baby. Thank you for the bamboo panda, Cool Cat. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, I'm making some oolong tea. I'll show you. This is my Gaiwan. This is a Chinese tea brewing vessel. It's just a cup with a lid. Very simple tea brewing vessel. So Reddit, yeah, we're gonna do a Constitution study group. I'm starting out with an article titled, "The Constitution Should Be Scrapped." Cool Cat does not stream, and it's unfortunate because Cool Cat should. Cool Cat would be like the TMZ of Pococha if he streamed. Oh, my gaming stream, yeah, my best friends, they came in and they hung out with me. They had, like, never come to my stream. Oh, thank you for the original. I appreciate that. Are you commenting just on, like, the concept of a Constitution study group? Good for you, Tef. Thanks for greetings on your water drinking. I'm gonna drink some tea. Celebrate that. Yeah, he doesn't stream. He should, though. Yeah, so I originally had the idea to host this Constitution study group before the pandemic with active duty military members because I read a very touching Tell Tef Pikachu not banned. Tef, did you hear that? Pikachu is not banned. Pikachu's quite proud of that. I saw this article about, and it was written by an active duty serviceman commenting on how, you know, like when you're in the military, the one thing that you commit to, the main thing you commit to is to protect the Constitution. And yet, in all of his years of service and education, he had never once read the Constitution, studied it, or was given a Constitution. So he thought that was kind of interesting. And I thought that was interesting too. So I was like, I want to host some event. Protect at all costs. Yes, right, Craig? But like, what are you protecting? Like, how messed up is that you're told to protect this thing that you're never told what it is? You know, and so that like got me kind of thinking that'd be kind of like a Bible study, but instead of Bible that we're looking at, it's the Constitution or other documents around the Constitution. And so that's what I ended up starting to do on Wednesdays for my live stream. And I'm still doing it a year and a half later. But today we're going to look at a little bit more of a fun article. At least I think it should be fun. It is titled "The Constitution Should Be Scrapped." This is like a Joe Average guest commentary. So like in the Sentinel Tribune. So like, you know, just coming from a normal Joe. But this could be a good baseline for us to like develop some discourse and potentially research some other topics as the questions come. Maybe we'll see the writer at the end of it. There have been calls for the U.S. Constitution to completely be written or even discarded. I have not seen that before. You know, that's like kind of strange that this person is making that argument, which this was published 13 hours ago, so this is brand new. List your favorite amendment. Yeah, please. Please list your favorite amendment. What's your favorite amendment? If you need a couple of minutes to Google it, feel free. I'm guessing yours is the second, Cool Cat. I'm guessing. That's my guess. You seem like a Second Amendment kind of guy. The Fifth Amendment. Nice. That's a good one. Do you like the third? Alright, now I have to go look at it. I think I like the 14th. That one was good. Although it was kind of a stupid one. It didn't actually get to. Do you remember the third one? Okay, yeah, we talked about this before, Cool Cat, that you like the third one. Social contract theory. Thank you for that tip. Yes, I'm always looking for new topics. I'm gonna look it up right now. Yeah, I'm introducing this group and this like study group to a new app. So that's why I kind of wanted to like take today's conversation to a very, you know, simple level of introducing the Constitution. But yeah, you like the Third Amendment. That's the one about housing soldiers. Or what do they call that? Quartering. Oh, Ian, you think, all right, see ya, Craig. We'll see you next time, man. Thanks for coming in, saying hello. God bless. You're the mentality that, like, we need the Constitution so that we can control people? Yeah, no soldiers in your quarters. This is interesting. Social contract theory. I'd never seen this before. I like this. Thank you, What is Life, for introducing this. This is the kind of work I want to do. Okay, so this is from the Internet Encyclopedia of Philosophy. Social contract theory, nearly as old as philosophy itself, is the view that persons' moral and or political obligations are dependent upon a contract or agreement among them to form the society in which they live. Socrates uses something quite like a social contract argument to explain to Crito why he must remain in prison and accept the death penalty. However, social contract theory is rightly associated with modern moral and political theory and is given its first full exposition in Defense by Thomas Hobbes. So is there like a modern movement going on of like reapplying this theory? Because that seems like a pretty kind of overarching big concept. Hey Pikachu, Tef banned you from Twitch. That means nothing, but just letting you know. Just letting you know. We lost everybody. They don't like this legal talk. Okay, so written in the 1700s with a kind of colonial mentality, some have said it should be scrapped and replaced with a more modern document. If we scrap the current constitution, that will mean women and people of color won't have the right to vote or even own property. Everyone would be able to have guns and carry them anywhere, concealed or out in the open. There are many other things we would be able to do and not much we can't do. Not all of this good. The Constitution was written for all people. It's not perfect. That is why a provision was included to change and improve it. However, it appears that currently the Constitution isn't being followed anyway. Many of the executive orders are questionable, as are many of the mandates. Questionable and under the Constitution could be invalid. See, that's interesting. What's my position about whether we need to scrap it or not? Cool Cat Tess says means nothing, but fine. They can stay unbanned for today. Cool Cat, you're safe. Tough excused you. He says you're safe today. You've made the cut. I think that the Constitution definitely needs a lot of revisiting and maybe a total scrap, but like it can't be a scrap and then no Constitution. Like we need a Constitution. We need some type of social contract, as our friend on Reddit pointed out. Like that part of it is necessary. But as this article pointed out, there's a lot of places where it's not being used properly. And this is not just a modern phenomenon. This has been happening since day one. of our country. There's always been, what do you call that? Contradictions. I think they used to be much worse than they are now. But it's like, let's stop kidding ourselves. Take this more seriously. And these are our neighbors. These are our communities. The Constitution is still the law of the land and should be followed as it has been for more than 245 years. Oh, Cool Cat, thank you for these candies. They're so gorgeous and beautiful. Lollipops. Oh, you're helping my meter. Oh, thank you for the panda. How is it? Well, the meter usually gets up to like 14 or 15. What does Holy Cow need to level up? Oh, thank you! Cool Cat. Oh my goodness. Yeah, just 400 more coins. Holy Cow can help out. Hey, you hit 11,000. Cool Cat, you're too cool. Thank you. Holders of public office have sworn to protect and defend the Constitution. It has been responsible for making our nation an economic, political, and military powerhouse. We have succeeded because of it. Other factors have also contributed to our success. We are not a racist country. There is racism here, but that doesn't make the whole country racist. Remember, our country is a republic, a nation of laws, and the Constitution is law. The Constitution is also racist, though. Yes, Cool Cat's so famous. No quartering. Thanks, Cool Cat. No quartering. Oh, this is a controversial take. Okay, so we are a melting pot of people of numerous nationalities, cultures, and viewpoints. Diversity is the key word used a lot today. We are a diverse country, and for the most part, we have been able to get along and cooperate with each other. There are problems, sure, but there are also solutions. If only we would work together and resolve them. But too often, one side makes demands and will not even discuss solutions. They are right, and the rest of us must go along with their demands. This is not what our nation stands for. It is not how our republic operates. Cool Cat, thank you for the panda. I look like him. I look like the panda. This is not what made our nation great. Only by working together to resolve differences will it be beneficial to everyone. But too often, only one side benefits from demands made, and the other side is accused of being obstructive and uncooperative. The other side is causing all the problems and must change. Opinions and viewpoints are immaterial. Only the demands are important. Working together isn't considered a part of any discussion. All that matters are the demands made. And if not met, problems continue with protests, demonstration, and sometimes violence. Again, not how a republic operates. None of this is or should be part of the American experience. Remember, we the people means all of us, not just a selected few or selected group. The Constitution has enabled the country to grow and flourish. It is envy of the world, and it is why so many people have come to our shores to live in freedom with opportunities not available elsewhere. The Constitution should not be written or scrapped. It should be protected and defended. Oh my gosh. This is a U.S. Army veteran. He's a freelance writer and author of Others, a devotional book. Yeah, makes sense. Interesting. Okay, so this was useless. Political Science 102, yeah. Yeah, that was a bummer. I'm not into that one. I mean, empty. It was like filled with all the fluff words to like make everybody feel good, but empty. Yeah, King V. Hey, King V 702, are you in Vegas? I'm in Vegas. Maybe you're not in Vegas. Maybe it's just a coincidence that's your name. You're gonna go read what, Ian? The article? Oh yeah, Ian, I live in Vegas. I do. Oh, you're a law expert. Oh, thank you. Impossible Bits. Yeah, the executive branch is the powerhouse. It's true. Hell yeah, Vegas. Oh, we got Vegas in the house. Hell yeah. That's cool. I love Vegas. I've lived here for 8 years now. I moved here on Halloween of 2013. The Declaration of Independence is different, though. You're from South Louisiana? Cool. I didn't know that. Now I know that. It's a cool spot. Okay. Yeah, thanks for sticking around and helping with your legal advice and possible. I don't know if I'm seeking legal advice, but you know, we got the other comment about the executive being the powerhouse, which is true. Like, they're the first one addressed in the Constitution. The Fifth Amendment guarantees the right of what in the butt. Control. I like that one. I like that one good. But you know, the thing about like the executive branch and the wording of all of Article 1 is that welcome in, Jehovah Arise. Welcome in. Nice to meet you. My name is Elise. We're talking about the Constitution. We're talking about the Constitution. But you know, when I was like, when the presidential election was happening last year, during these Constitution study groups, I spent a lot of time looking, you know, at not just the Constitution, but also like the backup writings, the Federalist Paper, the Anti-Federalist Papers around the executive and what their intent was. No, you don't say crazy stuff. It's fine. Yeah, so Cool Cat says the executive can start wars or take titles from foreign kings or principalities. Okay, yes, they do have powers. But when you look at the Constitution and when you look up like what was said about the executive, it was far less about power than it was about responsibility. Which I think is fascinating because like we get so hung up on thinking that the executive is this powerful being that can do whatever. But ultimately what they have is responsibility. They don't have power. Or at least that's what the Constitution says. And at the end of the day, they're responsible for everything. All the rest of the stuff that goes down in the Constitution, they're ultimately responsible for it. Like, they're held accountable for it, basically. Not responsible for it, but held accountable. Of, like, not... making sure that all the elections go right and making sure that if appointments are made, like whatever appointments are made, the president is ultimately responsible for all of those. So if people in positions, appointed positions, make mistakes, according to the Constitution, the president is responsible. When I think about the executive and then from that perspective, then I'm like, dang, that's a pretty crappy job. Because I would be so afraid of using any power. Because you're only supposed to use those powers in order to be responsible for everything else. The election is not run by the executive. No. Who's in charge of yeah, there's an election committee. I've looked into that before. We can look into it now. But the rules of an election are written in the Constitution. But do you know what was something else funny I found around amendments? Yeah, they pretty much leave it up to every state to do their own state's elections. But there is the Federal Election Committee. It's an independent regulatory agency whose purpose is to enforce campaign finance law in the United States federal elections. Hee hee. Hee hee. But there's two ways to get new amendments. One of them is through like how laws get passed, which is the only way that we've ever had any of our amendments have ever been passed, is through that method. But then there's another method of hosting a constitutional conference. Convention, I'm sorry. Convention is the proper word. And there hasn't been one. There was one when the Constitution itself was being drafted and voted upon. Giggles, thanks for the like. Thanks for all the hee-hees, everyone. Hee-hee. Oh, the meter should be fine. Cool Cat, thank you so much. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. I didn't realize the meter had grown that much. Cool Cat, where did you end up putting your little troll? Where did you put your troll? Alright, here's an article we can look at. The founders in the vote. I mean, the Constitution cannot... Thank you, Impossible. Thank you, I appreciate that. The Constitution cannot go into great detail, right? Like, we're asking all these, like, nitty-gritty questions that, unfortunately, the Constitution itself cannot go into that detail. It's a very short document. You can sit and read the entire thing through in maybe, like, 40 minutes. Even with having to look words up because there's, you know, some context that may need additional work. So it's a very short document that covers everything. The 25th Amendment's a good one for you. Cool Cat, what are you trying to say? Oh, we have a good question. We have a great question from Reddit. Bring it to the group. They should have one to legalize sex workers. Okay, that's interesting. Oh, you like the 27th. So the 27th and 25th, that's for you, Ian. me refresh my memory. Oh, you haven't decided to put where the troll for today's talk? Oh, this is about president passing on. What happens if a president passes on? And then the 27th. That's the salary for senators and representatives. Okay, got it. Understood. Okay, so we got a good question from Reddit. How do you feel? Oh, okay, here we go. What do you think is the biggest weakness of the Constitution? Hey, Alex, welcome in. Nice to meet you. Yeah, all the amendments are included with the Constitution. And it doesn't get that long. Even with the amendments, it's not that long. You can read the whole thing through in like 40 minutes, guaranteed. If you put your head down and really look at it. It's a fast read. That's why they can make mini ones. You know, you can go to like a senator's office and usually they can give you those little tiny little ones. Okay, so the biggest weakness in the Constitution. I'll share my opinion on this, and I'd love for everybody else to feel free to share their opinion on it. The biggest problem is the contradictions, right? Like there was this ideal, and I believe in that ideal, and I believe that ideal was authentic when it was first thought of, but it was also thought up under a context of colonization and supremacy. And so I think that the biggest weakness is the culture of democracy and liberty and autonomy that is a part of the Constitution is not true. You know, like you have like all the civil rights amendments, and it's like, why, like, we shouldn't have needed the civil rights amendments because we had the 14th Amendment that was supposed to cover all people, right? And when was the 14th Amendment written? Let me double check that date. (1866). Right, so in 1866, which was like nearly 100 years after the Constitution was written. So yeah, okay, we'll give them 100 years to settle and figure it out. And then they write something like the 14th Amendment, which is basically saying, if you are born or become a citizen of this country, like you are afforded all the same rights that everybody has. Like that's what that amendment basically says. And it's related to the abolition of slavery and all of that. But fuck, like, why over 100 years later, or 100 years later, did we have to have a whole other series of amendments to address civil rights? It's like, that should have been covered in the 14th Amendment already. But it's like a huge contradiction. So that's the biggest weakness, which is a huge weakness, and there's a lot of them to it. Like, that's the main one that, like, I get perturbed about, or I just get angry. And like why women are officially the last group of people addressed, because like basically the only real right that we get in the Constitution is the right to vote, right, to be involved with this government activity. Like our only real right and responsibility is the right to vote. Talan Handsome, thank you for the follow. Welcome in. Nice to meet you. My name is Elise. And women are the last group to be officially addressed with an amendment of getting that right. And I'm like, what? That sucks. And that was only just like 100 years ago. Oh, you like my setup? Thanks. Nice, nice. I appreciate that. I've been working hard on this. What kind of tea are you drinking? High roller? I love tea too. If you can't tell from my setup. I'm a tea importer and a tea expert, so I do tea streaming. All right, I'm gonna catch up on your well-being. The networking of the Rothschild is who molded all this during the Revolutionary War. Do Rothschild have power during King George era? Definitely. Nathan Meyer. Who's Nathan Meyer? He was the first Baron Rothschild. All right, so we got another question from Reddit. You just miss green and mint tea. Oh, that sounds good. I'm sure that's really good. How do you feel about the French Constitution? Had some Turkish tea. Oh, Turkish tea. Nice. I love that culture of how they aerate the tea when they pour it. And it's like a part of the hospitality is like the higher you pour it, like the more you appreciate your guests, something like that. All right, I don't know much about the French Constitution, but I'm gonna look something up now. Tef, are you making up a pun? Why aren't you sleeping yet? Tef says, Elise equals extremely smart person. What do y'all give it one of these or one of these? What do you think, Pokejaw? Hey LaShawn, good to see you. Welcome in. It's been a while, friend. You like the Magna Carta. That the Magna Carta is the French? Are they still working off that same? See, I had researched that before and I totally forgot. Moo. Holy cow. MJ, oh, you give it two up and one down. MJ, you can't give it 3 votes. Lisha, I'm glad to hear you're doing well. Thank you for those Halloween hearts. Yeah, the Magna Carta was British. It's an old document. I looked at it. Let me look it up earlier. That's a really old document. I was surprised by that. (1215). The democratic aspiration is no mere recent phase in human history. It was written in the Magna Carta. On June 15th, 1215, in a field in Runnymede, King John affixed his seal to Magna Carta. Thank you, High Rollers. I like your vibes too. High Roller, you're so sweet. Don't we all wish we had more thumbs? Well, you want more hands. I don't know if I'd like. What would be better, more fingers or more hands? I think more hands. You're right. More hands is better. So the French Constitution was first enacted in 1958. Its last revision is from 2008. You know, our last revision is in like 1992, something like that. Let me verify that. Yeah, well, and so that's the difference between a democratic constitution and a monarch. These are very different things, Cool Cat. 1992, exactly. That was the 27th Amendment. The last time, that's like freaking... There's no gap bigger than the current gap of like the last time we've revised the Constitution. It's like, it's about time. And maybe we don't need to revise it, but we definitely need to like read it and study it and really ask ourselves on every level possible, like, are we really living this? Are we really living it? Oh, interesting. So Janelle says that she doesn't know the French Constitution, but their justice system says that you're guilty until proven innocent. That's a huge difference, because that's a big part of... I feel like the majority of the rights that are written into the U.S. Constitution are in regards to the justice system. Like, how are you going to be treated and what are your rights when you're... You know, when the government is going to interact with you as a criminal. So the Magna Carta was the main thing, Cool Cat, you're saying, is that it made the king share power. So it was like the first constitution that had started to dissolve the monarchy or like dilute its power. Oh, I see. That was okay. Cool. You answered my question. Thank you. Got it. Got it. I guess I'm kind of smart. Oh, Tev, you're searching a Christmas gift for your mom? Well, that's very smart of you to be searching this early on for Christmas. Oh, so Taff, our Danish friend, says in Denmark, it says that you are innocent until a judge has decided anything else. Yeah, we have a similar, in the U.S., we have a similar criminal processing system. Hey, SeaWorld, welcome in. Nice to meet you. And Tiff, welcome in. LaShawn. But damn, do we have some systems in place that are completely against what the Constitution says? I mean, one that I kind of did a deep dive on, and I'm going to bring this up over and over again because I think not enough people in this country know this. Oh, Tiff, thank you for the thanks, and congrats on your 10 fan noise. LaShawn, congrats on your 10 fan noise. Thank you. Is child support. Right? So, like, the 14th Amendment says everybody, if you are born here or if you're naturalized, like, you are afforded the same rights and privileges as everybody else. But then we have all of these, like, external programs that are, like, not dealing in the Constitution, such as child support and welfare. And they freaking know, just like the war on drugs, all of that, they know that these different issues address specific communities, specific marginalized communities. They know, like, and so that's where the contradictions come in, because, like, policies are knowingly being made that would discriminate against one group of people over another. Do you have a problem with compulsory labor for prisoners? I mean, the whole prison system is another system, including compulsory labor, which is ridiculous. That's slavery. That's like straight up slavery. And the prison system, the criminal justice system, all freaking, they know, the researchers, everybody will tell you, oh yeah, this is going to disproportionately affect certain members of the community more than others. If you know that shit is true, like, and you really cared about equal justice for everybody, you would constantly be questioning it rather than saying, oh, we got to double down on this. But, you know, I think the child support system is like a really, really good example of a very subtle discrimination system. And child support is all about freaking civility. It's all about community. Oh yeah, Cool Cat, what were your two choices? Right? Like, how you raise your child and how the community protects the youth with welfare. Like, that's all dealing in civics. That's all civics. That's like, how do we take care of one each other and be good neighbors to one another? You can get up and go to your assigned job in the jail, or they write you up and then you get time in the hole. Solitary confinement. Dang. Yeah, that's not really much of a choice. Hey, A, welcome in. Nice to meet you. So child support is intentioned to support children, right? It's called child support for a reason, right? You're just supporting the children. Welfare is also to support people. And so, you know, if a single mother is struggling to raise her child, welfare are going to come in and help out, right? That's what they do. But the thing about child support that like no one really knows about it except for the people that are wrapped up in that problem, which tend to be people that are like of certain communities, which more than likely are not hanging out on Reddit, you know, watching a live stream of a girl drinking tea, you know. But the state is going to recollect all of the money. And that's not just the cost of some like deductible or whatever, like how when you have insurance and there's like some fees you have to pay. No, it is the entire Medicaid cost, the entire welfare cost. So if the mother is on food stamps, it's the entire cost of that program. The entire cost, all the medical costs that like Medicaid would cover for the hospital or whatever for delivery and childcare. The father is going to receive a balance and have to pay back the entire costs. So they picked out a job for you. What job did you end up doing, Cool Cat? And then once you have one of these balances for welfare costs of your children, and this only happens to men, it doesn't happen to women, it only happens to men. Once you have that balance, you have to pay it off, and it will like automatically come out of your paycheck. If you get a legal job, your employer is going to know about this because it's all run by the state, and the state's going to obligate your employer to withdraw that money and send it to the child support. The full costs. And if you miss payment after 1 year, it becomes a misdemeanor. And this is on the federal level. This is not just state level. This is federal. They allow the states to manage all the monies and the collection. But the federal law says that if you don't pay for a year, it's a misdemeanor. And if you don't pay for 2 years, it is it's a felony that they can send you to jail for. And there are a significant amount of men that are in prison because they didn't pay child support. So, you know, you hear people complaining about welfare because, you know, they grew up in a culture of like, we take care of ourselves, which is fine. It's fine to grow up in that culture. But there's like this like argument that like women are just having children for the welfare and just to absorb whatever free cheese they can get, whatever they want to call it. It's like, no. The man is going to be a criminal for the rest of their life for it. Don't worry. They're going to pay it back the rest of their life in some way. It's like, that doesn't sound like the Constitution. That doesn't sound like the 14th Amendment and the First Amendment. Right, Cool Cat, that's so crazy. You got out one day before getting your assigned job. Oh, so you never even had to go to work, Cool Cat? They take a couple weeks, so you just like were there for a couple weeks. How was that experience overall for you? Do you find it to be a positive experience? All right, hey LaShawn, I'll come back to your live when I see you go live. I'm following you. Hey, but you know, Cool Cat, what's crazy now with the child support system is that it was annoying, scary, dangerous, and unpleasant. Well, Cool Cat, I'm sorry that you had to go through that. I'm sorry. I hope life has improved significantly for you. So, like, when men get caught up in the system and they become deadbeat dads, as you said, which is actually a really offensive term. A lot of times these deadbeat dads don't even know they were dads. They don't even know. So, like, it's interesting when men get caught up in child support, a lot of times they'll, like, complain about the baby mama. They made this trouble for me. Yeah, they don't even know they're dads because all of the states, they're going to make sure they get paid back. Like, there is, like, a big culture on the state level. And I did a lot of research on this one day. I read several different articles from several different states on how the media is portraying this problem. And it's like all of the states, all they care about is just getting their money back. And I've heard this firsthand accounts, like anecdotal evidence of people, you know, talking about their struggle with child support. And it's like the woman is not even asking for the child support. It's just like they took the welfare. Like they didn't even, in some cases, they don't even tell the government, the state, who the father is. They don't even know who the father is. In some cases. I mean, in some cases, yeah, they know who the father is and they go after the father. Like that happens, yes. But it also happens where, hey, Mr. Mars, welcome in. Good to see you, friend. It also happens where the woman doesn't even know who the dad is and the state figures it out through all of these like genetic databases. There's no debtor's prison. Like you can't go to prison for going bankrupt or owing too much money. Is that what you mean? My night's going well, Mr. Mars. We're talking about the Constitution. We're talking about where the weaknesses are, where the strengths are. I'm just kind of on a rant now. Someone on Reddit asked me a very good question of like where are the weaknesses. Hey, Pusscat, welcome in. Oh, interesting. That's scary. Sending people to jail that owe you money. Oh, interesting, Ian. Yeah, I'm not familiar with all of that. Have them work it off. Hey, Taff, thank you for the muffin. Did you just freshly bake that for me? Yeah, cool, Mars. Cool. Yeah, what do you think, Mars? Like, Mr. Mars, do you have a favorite amendment? No, but the states are getting access to all of these like genetic databases from 23andMe and Ancestry.com, and they're establishing paternity and they're pursuing the money. You can bake some other stuff for me, but I want a muffin, Tef. I want a muffin. Cool, Ian. Well, I like random stuff too. Hi, Pusscat. Hi. Oh, the meter's solid. Bake me muffins. All right, Tough. You gonna send them over? Send them express? All the way from Denmark. So all child support, even from like the wealthy people, like when wealthy people get divorced and they're establishing custody of their children, and if the father is deemed to have to pay child support, there is one central collection system run by each state. Is the same collection system that, you know, these deadbeat dads have to pay their money to as well. So, and then the state will then distribute the monies to the kids or to the families, to the mothers to give to the kids, or the guardian to give to the kids. So Cool Cat says, oh, so the Rothschilds wanted to reduce state power so that financial capital can take some share of that power that was previously monopolized by the state. Yeah, perhaps, Cool Cat. I don't know. I'm not familiar with that. Oh, you're going to send digital muffins to me? Well, you already did. You just sent me one. Why does it take so long to receive the comments? I don't know. I've just like... There was a little bit of a delay. Maybe 12-second delay? That's standard Twitch delay. But I'm also reading comments on several different places, so maybe I'm not getting to yours right away. I'm sorry about that, Mr. Mars. They don't have knowledge of crypto, which is why their dynasty is weakening. My alleged coins knocked their wealth away. Bitcoin is separation of state and money. Hell yeah. Fuck yeah, that's why we love Bitcoin around here. Yeah, Mr. Mars. See, okay, I saw that comment. How much of a delay was that? I guess there's not much of a delay. I'm just a little delayed at reading you up there, Mr. Mars. Do you think the CIA made Bitcoin? Why, Cool Cat? What would be their motivation for doing that? Yeah. I think you're just, you're just attracted to those types of things. Oh, they want to collect the money? Well, there's not like some central Bitcoin bank that like the Bitcoin founders are collecting all the money on it. There's not. There are some marketplaces and traders that are making money, but none of those are the CIA. Now, controlling the market, you know, the government, like if you own Bitcoin and you get into legal trouble these days, the government freaking just seizes your Bitcoin. Like I have several friends that have had all of their Bitcoin seized because the government is like not considering that to be like financial assets. Like they're just keeping them. Buttcoin. They can be large holders and buy and sell fast. Yeah, they can, Cool Cat. And it's all anonymous, so you wouldn't be able to know. Buttcoin is the highest price. You're not a dog. I like that comment. Ojiro. Why are all your friends criminals? That's a good question. Why are all y'all criminals? What's going on? I don't think they're criminals. Okay, we got a question on Reddit about child support. I am happy to hear more stories. Okay, so when my kid's dad paid child support, they paid him directly. What do you mean they pay into a state fund? Yeah. Did you, Rare Red Dietitian, did you settle your child support in court? You might have settled it out of court, and so that's why y'all were able, and that's like the best way to do it, honestly. Like if you ever are in that situation, it's better to be civilized autonomously and not involve the court. But you did involve the court. Okay, I don't have experience directly myself. You know better than me. I just know from my research that all the different states say that they collect all the money and then they distribute it, and that some states even charge a fee when that money movement is happening. There's like, in every state has different systems. Yeah, so you settled in the state Supreme Court. Yeah. So that's from what I understood. I thought that the court would handle all of the distribution of funds, and that some states charge a fee on it. That's interesting. Maybe your state is unique in that it because like they don't want to take any fee. Some states take a big fee. And then of course the state's gonna absorb any welfare costs that they want reimbursed as well. You're in New York. Okay, cool. Well, that's good to know that New York does not involve itself, because it makes sense. It's like, this is something that's happening between two parents. Like, why does some type of like state middleman need to be there to facilitate that and take money and absorb money? But the reason why I brought that all up was because in one article I saw, it said that 70% of all states' collected child support is absorbed by the states to pay back welfare costs. So only 30% of all child support is actually going back to the children. That's like crazy. And it disproportionately affects men of color, you know, which then by the media get labeled as deadbeat dads. Which it's like, dude, some of these men are working hard and like they get kind of stuck into these loops of crime, because if they get a legal job, their paycheck, you know, part of it gets taken away. Yeah, so thank you for clarifying that, Rare Red Dietitian. Yeah, no, it's true. In your situation where you are both autonomous beings working to support your children, it should just be between the two of you. Where the big anti-constitutional problem is not in like your case. It's in the case where welfare is involved. Because a lot of women in articles that I read were saying that like the social workers and everybody that they were like getting the help from never told them that their baby daddy was going to be responsible for paying back everything. And that's kind of tricky. You know, the only crypto I'm invested in is Bitcoin and some NFT stuff. Yeah, you know, Rare Red Dietitian, as I was saying, 70% of child support funds is for this welfare problem. Only 30% of it is like people like you, which is like normal. Like that's what, like when we hear about child support in movies or in people's lives, it's usually situations like yours where you settle and work out to support the child. And but that same system is also paying back welfare. Yeah, I mean, of course, here I'm looking at the New York State website. Cool Cat's famous, nice hashtag, beautiful tangled mess, welcome in, nice to meet you. Oh, your mom says hi, MJ? Cool. Hey, Alan, welcome back. You gamble your Bitcoin? You can do person-to-person transactions without being involved in any marketplace. You're true. It's true. That was like the original way that you got Bitcoin. Like, you would meet people on like Craigslist and you arranged to like meet in some public place and make the trade. It was kind of cool back in those days. Ian. Alan, you are always welcome here. Unless Tef is here, then Tef will ban you. I know for sure Tef would ban you. You say, I could send you, Tef wants to send me muffins, but you would first receive them on Friday. That's tomorrow. That's too fast. How would you get them to me by Friday? Or in 2 days? Okay. Good night, Tef. Rest well. Yeah, the good old days. Yeah, I just have Bitcoin and some NFT crypto. Which I don't... It's like a game. I've been trying to play this game and I want to stream playing that game, but... Yeah, I'm looking at the New York State Child Support website. Oh, here's a good article, explains it. There is like a $4 fee, so they do take $4. When every time you want to pay your child support, they're going to take $4. Hey Gerher, welcome in. The banana peppers are not hot. You know, Alan, when those peppers get in, I'm gonna do a special pepper stream just for you. You're trying to sell it? Hey, Ian, join our family and then link to it. You can try to sell it in the family. Hey, Devin Smith, welcome in. Good to see you. I love you, Alan. Thank you. I appreciate that, Alan. Thank you. Okay, so I see here. So you're right. It's only when it's a peer-to-peer child support transaction, it's only when you petition at the support collection agency. But it says if you receive any public assistance, food stamps, or Medicaid, the Department of Social Services will file the petition on your behalf, right? They're going to get paid back. They want to get paid back. Like, that's the key right there. Cool. Yeah. Hey, Ian, I would love to see your NFTs. Which marketplace do you have them hosted on, Ian? A parent can pay child support directly to the other parent, but if you do pay directly, it's very important that you have a written receipt stating the date and how much you paid. Parent can pay child support to the Child Support Enforcement Unit. He keeps records and payments and sends payments to the custodial parents. Parents can agree to payments through child support. But then there's the fee. There's an additional $5 fee. You know, you're my favorite. I don't like to be called that, Alan. Thank you, Itzkosh. Welcome in. Child support automatically ends when the child turns 21. What? I thought it was 18. Dang, savage, New York. They're like, we want to make sure we get paid. Oh, if the child becomes emancipated, then it can end. That's interesting. I guess that makes sense. Hey, it's Kosh. Welcome in. Oh, you're on OpenSea. Cool. Yeah. I've only bought NFTs on Hen. Hikniknuk, I think. I don't know. I can never say it. So yeah, the Constitution is corrupt. It paints this really peachy picture about how democratic we really are, but in actuality, but it's hard because it's such a short document. Like, love and loyalty, welcome in. It's good to see you again, friend. Thank you for the Halloween hearts. Arf. Devin Smith. Let me read this article really quick. Someone asked about voting. I found this article. I didn't read it yet. I won't put it on the screen. In the Declaration of Independence, Thomas Jefferson wrote, "Governments are instituted among men, derived their just powers from the consent of the governed." But how would Americans consent to be governed? Who should vote? How should they vote? The founders wrestled with these questions. They wondered about the rights of minorities. In their day, that meant worrying if the rights of property owners would be overrun by the votes of those who did not own land. James Madison described the problem this way. The right of suffrage is a fundamental article of Republican constitutions. The regulation of it is, at the same time, a task of peculiar delicacy. Allow the right to vote exclusively to property owners, and the rights of persons may be oppressed. Extended equally to all, and the rights of property owners may be overruled by a majority without property. Well, shucks. What's wrong with that? Eventually, the framers of the Constitution left details of voting to the states. In Article 1, Section 4 of the Constitution says, "The time, place, and matter of holding elections for senators and representatives shall be prescribed within each state by the legislature thereof, but the Congress may at any time by law make or alter such regulations." Unfortunately, leaving election control to individual states led to unfair voting practices in the U.S. At first, white men with property were the only Americans routinely permitted to vote. President Andrew Jackson, champion of frontiersmen, helped advance the political rights of those who did not own property. By about 1860, most white men without property were enfranchised. But African Americans, women, Native Americans, non-English speakers, and citizens between the ages of 18 and 21 had to fight for the right to vote in this country. That is true. Hey, as sad. Welcome in. Nice to meet you. My name is Elise. Oh, cool. Yeah, I'm glad you found value in this conversation. I know it's something unique. You know, it's a topic that people don't really bring, to like mainstream content on the internet. Maybe it's boring or whatever. But I think it's fascinating. I really enjoy reading and learning about this stuff and asking questions and hearing other people's opinions and experiences. But yeah, I get like really heated up. Like, I don't like being lied to. That's the one thing that I've like learned in my life that really ticks me off and makes it hard for me to trust people, to like people, to be around people, is being lied to. So when anybody lies to me, a company, a politician, government, I take it very seriously. And, you know, I grew up very proud to be a citizen of this country, to be a leader in this country, because of that culture, the culture of justice, the culture of equality. But then as I've grown up, I've realized it's not. Hey, Molly girl, welcome in. Good to see you. So that's it. Right? Hey, Molly. Yeah, I'd rather, you know, and that's why, like, I've told, like, ex-relationships, like, whenever they're lying, you know, you can tell when someone's lying to you, and you tell them, hey, you know, I'd rather hear the truth. Like, I mean it when I say that. I'd rather hear the truth than to, like, be walking around in some la-la land of false truths. All just to, like, make me feel more secure, to make me feel a certain way. No, I'd rather hear the truth. I don't mind being hurt. I like truth. STG, welcome in. Nice to meet you. My name is Elise. Welcome to Pococha. I got some Poke boxes here you can have. How did my meter do? Oh, cool cat. Thank you for your help on that. You didn't have to do that. You're at 11K. You're almost at 12K. I'm gonna have to get you an extra nice present this month. AFK. I did not go to law school. I didn't, AFK. This is like a study group. I've been doing this for a year and a half though, so it's all kind of self-study, I guess. Every week I come on and talk about a different topic. I am streaming to like a new audience this content, so I kind of brought it back to basics. And just having today, we're just having a very kind of general conversation around if the Constitution is actually doing its job, right? So like we're not talking about anything specific, although I did kind of go into a rant about the 14th Amendment and the lack of enforcement and respect of that beautiful amendment. Oh, you're a troll, AFK. Is that it? Are you a troll? Well, hey, stick around. You know, I do host troll school here because I'm a troll myself. And I think trolling is a very important activity for society. But there's like a good way of doing it and a harmful, dangerous way of doing it. I'm definitely a fan of like good trolling. The trolling is what built this nation. Hell yeah. What do you think when they were dumping that tea in the Boston Harbor? That was just a troll. That's all they were doing. They were just trying to be heard. No. Now, not a troll. Oh, you're not a troll. You're just, AFK, I'm not using the term troll in a negative, derogatory term. I'm not insinuating that you're being malicious, although I've come to learn that a lot of people do interpret the word troll to mean that. But, you know, troll is a very large category of entities. Exactly right. The Boston Tea Party was epic trolling. Yeah, I mean, it's basically just behaving in a way to express yourself by usually by a large group of people, by the community at large versus individuals. Because even if you're trolling an individual, like let's say you're on the internet, you're on Facebook and you're trolling an individual, in most cases, you're not maliciously trying to go after that individual. Your deeper intention is to like have many people see that interaction and be influenced by it. And many people will see that alternative perspective. It's not just about trolling a specific person. Malicious compliance here, constitutionally speaking. Oh. What is malicious compliance? Like, I want to see what Google gives me when I look that up. Hey Molly girl, yeah, get that Poke box. Oh, there's a whole subreddit? Oh, this is a new rabbit hole. People conforming to the letter but not the spirit of a request. Post must be malicious compliance. All posts must be a story that must contain some form of malicious compliance. Malicious is interpreted broadly, but posts where people do not comply with rules will be removed. Update: posts must link to the previous post on the subreddit and are subject to moderator approval. Compliance must be intentional. More than that even. Oh, so the thing is there are 200 years of case law to think about. With the Constitution, yeah. I still don't get what malicious compliance is. I'm gonna look somewhere else. Wikipedia. I always like going to Wikipedia. Hey Molly, you got your box. Now you got another one. Malicious obedience is the behavior of intentionally inflicting harm by strictly following the orders of a superior while knowing or intending that compliance with the orders will have an unintended or negative result. Okay, so that's a troll. The term usually implies the following of an order in such a way that ignores or otherwise undermines the order's intent but follows it to the letter. It is a form of passive-aggressive behavior that is also associated with poor management, labor relationships, micromanagement, a generalized lack of confidence in leadership, and resistance to changes perceived as pointless, duplicative, dangerous, or otherwise desirable. Is common in organizations with top-down management structures with poor morale, leadership, or mutual trust. I see. Cool. So, this is a troll. And actually doing this, it's passive-aggressive. So passive-aggressive is something, it's not very effective communication, but it can be effective. But usually it's too high level. Like passive-aggressive behavior, it's so hard to communicate what you want or what you, another alternative perspective that you want someone else to see through your passive-aggressive behavior. Is so hard to be effective at that. Poor morale. Hi. Okay, you're funny. Hey, Mr. Mars, welcome in. Who are the principal officers mentioned in the 25th section 4? Was that president and vice president? Thanks for the like, Mr. Mars. You came for some Poke boxes or what? I mean, I would suggest to someone that's using this as a communication tool that there's more effective ways. I mean, just direct communication with management. And I guess if that doesn't work, the thing is that, like, if you do that, like, it's just spite. Like, no one gonna learn a lesson out of it. Evening vibes, hell yeah, Mr. Mars. We got a full moon outside too. I'm sure it's out and visible now. Earlier I was trying to watch the moon rays, but there was too many clouds in the way. Wait, so AFK, did you go to law school? Yeah, I did not go to law school. I went to business school. And I have a BS in sciences. Hey Nima, welcome in. Nice to meet you. My name is Elise. Nice to meet you. Thanks for dropping by. Thanks for the like. I got some Poke Boxes for you over here. We barely graduated high school. Hey, that's cool. No judgment. I actually, you know, tend to associate myself with people that didn't go to college. I'm fine with it. The only thing I think that, like, college is really, really good is, like, teaching you stamina and teaching you patience to deal with assholes. You know, that's the one difference I've seen with my friends that went to college and didn't go to college, is the people that didn't go to college have a really low tolerance for assholes, which is great, you know? That's a good thing to have, but it does make it more difficult for you to, like, be in the workforce, you know, because we're in, like, a state of labor where there's, like, supremacy, and you have to, like, be patient with it. And I think that's something that college teaches you, because, like, you're gonna have asshole professors, teachers, that are gonna challenge you. And that is super useful to have. Like, in high school, maybe you'll have some people, like some teachers that try to be that for you. It's like, I had a math teacher that did that for me. Most students hated her, and most students didn't listen to her. And the system was set up to make it very easy for them to get away with that and still graduate, you know? Like, they didn't have to. But in college, like, you don't have a choice. You gotta, like, either you're gonna fail that class and have to take it again, or you're gonna learn how to, like, have patience with it. And then grad school, that teaches you how to multitask on a very elite level. But other than that, all the stuff that you learn, I mean, basically the key thing you learn is how to find it. Because, you know, we're not going to remember it, but we know where to find it. So when we need to find it again, we'll find it. Right? You manage a big team of software devs with no degree. That's cool. I would totally hire somebody without a college degree. I have. Actually, the programmer leaf drainer. There's no leaf drainer. I just use the lid of the cup to hold the leaf back. Yeah, I'm not using a strainer. Bing bong. Cool word. Yeah, the programmer that developed the website, which, is, it's like the backbone of my company. It's super strong. And I hired him without any degree. The thing that was funny, though, is that, like, he built the website and he ended up getting recruited by all the top tech companies through my company's website, which was great because before that, he was never a professional programmer before, never had any kind of education or official skills. He was just self-taught, and he had a really strong work ethic and super curious. And like, I just knew it was in him to work with me. But he got recruited, and he ended up telling me that he was thinking about leaving because he has all these big job opportunities. And I was like, hey man, that's great. Like, fuck yeah, I'm so proud of that. Like, if my chance on you showcased your talents and you're gonna go to, like, I'm not heartbroken. It's okay. Like, I'll figure it out. And he did end up getting a good job, but not at one of those big tech companies, because when he went through the interview process, he realized, like, they were like, hey, where's your degree? And he's like, I'm all self-taught. Yeah, the key to knowledge isn't how much one may know, but how quickly they find the answer. It's true. And so college teaches us that. Like, it teaches us how to quickly find the answers to things within a specific discipline. Grad school teaches you how to multitask. You wish you'd gone to school? Did you do any higher education? I'm sure you finished your high school diploma, yeah? I don't think that college is the only way that you can gain the skill of learning how to deal with assholes. Like, you can get that through work. You can. Especially if it's like a contract or if it's a job that you actually stick through. But, the criticism towards millennials, and now, I'm sure it's translated on to Gen Z too, is the feedback is that they're too entitled. They think that they're too good for some job, or, they have a high standard of what is respectful or disrespectful for them. And, our parents and grandparents never had that luxury. They just had to work to feed the family. So it's just a different culture now. But I tell you what, millennials and Gen Zers that, like, have invested the time into, like, learning patience and tolerance with other people, they may be having an easier time in life right now. I don't know. Of course, I mean, if they're locking themselves into a toxic work environment and a toxic relationship, then that's not good. Hey, exclamation joint, what's up? You take free online Harvard classes. You pass high school. Your football coach was principal. We never really sat through a class. We watched film and stuff in his office. I was 6, so you got like special principal classes, classroom time. That's cool. Hey, exclamation joint. We're doing a Constitution study group. We've talked about a lot of stuff today. Like on Wednesdays, I do this Constitution study group, which originally I started to do because I read an article from a active duty military serviceman who had some criticism towards the military because you make this oath to protect this document that is never taught to you, the Constitution. And so I thought, oh, it would be cool to do a Constitution study group for active duty military, you know, to help them with that. But then the pandemic started and I started live streaming. So I decided to bring it onto my live stream. So I've been doing this for over a year and a half every Wednesday. So I've gone over freaking all the topics, like anything. So like, I'll just like look at like a current issue. Like in the beginning, I was just like reading every one of the articles and just like reading any associated Federalist or Anti-Federalist papers to understand the context of what things meant. But most recently, I've been looking at the news, like modern issues. And trying to better understand how relevant the Constitution is, like outside of it just being this idealistic protocol of how an idealistic democracy is supposed to run, looking at like what is the actuality. Like we know what the document says, we know how we're ideally supposed to behave, but like what's happening in the real world, and there's a lot of just discrepancies and contradictions, especially in regards to autonomy and power and privilege and rights for marginalized communities. It's really quite sad, you know, because like as Americans, we walk around this world feeling as if we are loving, you know, equality loving people, when there are a lot of systems in place that we're not even connected with. Like we don't even know, right? Because it's not our business, and it's fine not to know. But in not knowing, a lot of like really unjust, crazy stuff is going on under the name of democracy, under the name of equality and equal rights, and so it's quite sad, but then it's also like empowering. Like just in talking about it, it's super empowering. Like you easily could go down a wormhole of despair and depression about it. I choose not to. That's probably why the only reason I've had patience to like continue my work, because I deal in this in an international context. In the tea trade, I deal with, on a corporate level, making the decisions and building the infrastructures to support marginalized people in the agriculture sector. Only this year, since I've been doing this work with this Constitution study group, have I started to see the parallels and the necessity for bringing discourse around other topics, you know, not just marginalized communities within the agriculture sector around the world, but even marginalized communities within my own community here in the market. You know, because that lets you understand the cultural context of where I'm introducing a cultural product. Selling my product is decolonized. Like that's basically what I've come to understand I'm selling and I'm building, is a decolonized international trade system. Trying to sell a decolonized product to a colonized mindset is impossible. Hey, exclamation joint, you became a mini fan. Thank you for that. I appreciate that, friend. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I look forward to sending you tea after you get that core. We still have like another 10 days, right? Oh, yeah, we have 10 days. We got 10 days. That's good. We got this. So people say, like, what does a tea trader have business, you know, talking about racism in the United States, or talking about inequalities. Yeah, man, I'll send you tea. I told you this month I'm sending out, or at the end of this month cycle, I'll be sending out masala chai, which is like Indian black tea mixed with different spices and herbs. Really good stuff. We could make a milk tea, very cozy, nice tea to drink during the cold time, which it's getting cold fast. No, but yeah, it's super important to talk about these things. It's the only way we're going to decolonize that mindset. And just like with misogyny, like, you know, as a woman, I do talk a lot about that as well. Hey, MV, welcome in. Nice to meet you. My name is Elise. I do talk a lot about misogyny and the culture around misogyny. Like, there's internalized misogyny. Like, I have internalized some misogyny. And so there's work that I have to do as a woman that like wants to fight for women's rights and wants to be respected and wants to not be sexualized when I put myself on the internet. Like, I also myself have to do work. And so it's that's the strange part, because that's when we have to say, like, all of us have to do this work. You know, even the marginalized communities. Because as long as, like, we still surrender, right? So, like, a woman that has internalized misogyny, she's surrendering that she has no power over misogyny. So the only way she can succeed and gain power is by being misogynistic herself, right? So, like, a colonized individual can have that same mentality and does have that same mentality. And that explains why you see corruption among marginalized communities of, like, people hurting themselves. It's like, why? Like, it's internalized. It's like this mentality of, like, well, I'm gonna get screwed over, so I might as well, like, I need to screw over whoever I can. There's this incredible horror movie. This is October, so I can promote horror movies. It's on Netflix. It's called The Platform. Like, if you do not have a strong stomach for, like, really dark storytelling, I don't recommend this movie. It's very dark and morbid and extreme gory storytelling. But there's a really important message in the movie about that topic of, like, when we're in this system, this oppressed system of supremacy, and, like, there's this hierarchy, and there's this ability and this, like, seed that's been planted in all of our hearts that, like, we can move up that hierarchy. We can move up to the top and not be oppressed anymore. It really fucks with our psychology, and it really fucks with our civility, like, our ability to be polite with one another. And that's where we're at. And this movie is a total commentary on that, like, as long as there's someone below you, you're always going to want to shit on them. Always. No matter how good of a person you are, no matter how much justice you want to seek in this world. If you're operating within that system, you know, and in that system, like, there's only, like, one freaking winner, you know, or 1% winner. That's the number. They gave it 1%, right? All of us, like, in our freaking hamster wheel running, thinking we're getting somewhere. We ain't. We ain't. No, right, Grinch? We're not going anywhere. Grinch, have you seen that movie, The Platform? It's pretty scary. But this is October, so I know people are looking for watching scary movies. So I recommend it. It has some, like, really important commentary. It doesn't have resolve, which fucking sucks. I like, you know, thinking that there is resolve. How else am I going to wake up every morning? So yeah, exclamation joint. This is what I do on my stream on Wednesdays. It's not political. Some people come through here and they're like, oh, why are you talking politics? It's like, no, we're not talking politics at all. Like, we're not talking about the actual policies in place. We're talking about the overarching infrastructures and systems. Like, those are the only things that we can really control in a scalable long-term way, instead of like looking at the individual policies and making criticisms on them. The meter held itself, Pikachu. It did. Thank you so much. Cool Cat. Cool Cat was a rock star tonight. I was saying I have to give Cool Cat an extra special gift this month. You're gonna try to check out that movie. You haven't seen it yet, Grinch? Yeah, you might like it. If you like horror, like if you don't mind seeing blood and, you know, stuff like that, gory stuff like that. It's what we do every day, no resolve. A couple weeks ago, I did a study. Yeah, super cool. I did a study on karma. And, I mean, if you think about things in terms of karma, energy exchanges, there's technically no resolve. You're generally not a fan of horror. Okay, well, maybe, Grinch, you know, you can start to watch it and decide what you think about the level of horror in it. But, like, there really is some important social commentary in the movie that you don't see very often, because it's a dark, morbid topic. Human nature and how we behave within the systems we're within. But yeah, try it. Check it out. It's on Netflix. So if you have Netflix, it's free. You know, the only thing you'll waste is your time if you don't like it. And I'm sorry about that in advance. The final article that I read about karma that I thought was fascinating is that if we can have adaptive decision making about our life, and this is just everyday decisions, like how we should interact with someone, what we should eat, what we should produce, what we should consume. Hey Jazzy, thank you for the Halloween heart. Welcome in. If we have an adaptive decision making process, we can actually elevate ourselves beyond karma. It's like you're at a level of so much understanding and appreciation of karma that karma does not apply to you. Because like you're living karma, like in every moment of your life, in every breath of your life, you are resolving every karma, like every karmic transaction happens is just like happening in real time. You believe in karma? I do. Yeah, actually I do, Ian. Thanks for the high fives. Hey Nishi, welcome in. Good to see you, friend. I think Jazzy likes karma. Yeah, karma is a cool concept. In both Hindi and Buddhist religion, those are the two main religions where karma is explained in great depth. Yeah. Now, where we have to be careful with karma is when we when we develop anxiety around it, when we develop an insecurity around it. That's when karma can start to oppress us in our own lives. But karma itself is a construct. Even in like Hindi and Buddhist texts, it is described as a construct. It is described as like the thing that's not a construct is the energetic exchanges. But like our interpretation of the energetic exchanges that are happening, because we don't see all of them. We can't even see them. We can only perceive them. Thank you, exclamation joint. We can only perceive them. And our perception's relative. And anything that we perceive and define and describe ourselves is a construct. I believe in nothing besides I control my life, but there's a vague statement I could go into more depth though. Hey, so Ian, in that case, how do you feel about the concept of agency? Agency is a really cool topic that I really feels like kind of bridges between the ideas of free will and fate, free will and karma, whatever. Agency I feel has really agency is like a psychological philosophical term that I believe was first written by Marx. Oh my gosh, dear, I mentioned Marx here, but yeah, Marx actually contributed some great stuff. You must believe in gods and stuff. Well, shoot, sure, like the Egyptians. I mean, if anything, I believe in forces, and however they get described and defined is a relative thing as well. Hey Jamie, thank you for the follow. What did I do today? I got work done, I went for a run, I enjoyed some sun, I ate some food, and now I'm streaming and doing this Constitution study group. Thanks for asking, Jamie. But Marx is really one of the first thought leaders that used that term. I don't think that he invented that term, but I believe he used it, because that was the first time I had ever seen it. Hey Mojo, what's up, Michelle? Thank you for the heart. Good to see you, Michelle. Oh, thank you for those mushrooms. Time travel teaches a lot. I bet, you talk about time travel a lot, Ian. You're interested in that, I can tell. But agency basically says that you have free will. Like, agency means you have the ability to decide for yourself. You have the ability to control your own fate. But with agency, more than just free will, right? Because free will says that you have the free will to decide how your life goes, and fate has no dealing in it. Agency says that there are outside influences. Lots of them. The involvement with other people, the involvement with the environment, how your decision affects other people, what are going to be the consequences for you as an individual for making that decision. And so it's almost as if there is this kind of spiritual force, this karmic energetic exchange ring around your life that affects your free will. So it's kind of like free will and fate combined. It's like you're free to make your decisions, but your actions are gonna have reactions, and so you don't have complete control over it. Hey Jazzy, thanks for becoming a mini fan. That's why that's why I brought up agency to you, because I believe that like agency ties in that spiritual component. Yay, Jazzy, thank you for the yay. Yeah, it plays a part, but it's not fully the part, right? Because if we succumb completely to say, oh, fate is going to control everything for me, I just surrender all of my will to that fate. That's the same thing as surrendering all of your will towards karma. Of saying, oh, well, the karmic energetic exchanges are already in the favor of that. There's nothing I could do to affect that or influence that, so I'm just going to kick back and go with the flow. Which, is a good way to go, but it is neglecting the acknowledgement of agency, which is like, no, you do have the ability. You do have agency for yourself. Like, if you were a prisoner or if you were a slave, like, you probably would lose your agency or some of your agency. Like, it's a term that could be applied to specific things within your life. Yeah, no, I think that in the term agency, more credit is given to free will. Like, when I read Marx, A Bad Way to Go, just going with the flow, Grinch. You think we should retire? Hell yeah, always retire. Fuck yeah. I like that, Grinch. Always reach higher. Yeah, so when I first read Marx using that term agency, I interpreted that to be much more focused on the free will part, on the autonomous individual having power and control over their own life. I definitely read it that way. But then I researched the term a bit more and found out that other kind of spiritual component to it. That, like, yes, you make your own decisions, but there's other things that affect that decision. Nishishi, thank you for the cute comment. Jazzy, I love those power buttons. Hi, Alan. Hi. 8675309. Nice one, Jazzy. Alan was telling me that number the other day. I'm like, Alan, what, you're putting your number out here? And he was like, no, the stupid song. I was like, yeah, that's right. How could I forget? Okay, you were asking about my friend Michelle. My friend Michelle is watching on YouTube. She had said hello. She's a friend I know here in person in Vegas. Speaking of friends I know in Vegas, look who just came in. Nick. Looking Glass. Nick, we're talking about a lot of topics. I am doing my Constitution study group. That's the theme of today's broadcast. And was just having a general conversation around, like, the efficacy and usefulness of the Constitution, which has led us to talk about a lot of different things. But now we're talking about free will and karma. You want to come by the office? Sure, come on by. Big Bands Getta. What's up, Alan? Yeah, come gamble here, Ian. It's tough being the narrator of our story, especially when things hit us out of control, but gotta strive. Grinch, that's right. That's right. Oh, what a great way to... Did you pull that from somewhere? That's a very thoughtful comment. Yeah, stop on by. I'm going to be here working for a second anyway. Jazzy, thank you for the caution. Multi, welcome in. Nice to meet you. My name is Elise. Thanks, Jazzy. Cute spam. I like that. I'm going to read that again, Grinch. It's tough being the narrator of our story, especially when things hit us out of control, but gotta strive. Yeah, so what keeps you energized to do that? You could become a complete, like, nihilist and just be like, nothing matters. You want to visit soon? Michelle, yeah, you got him. When do you want to come? It's been a long time since I've seen you. What type of work do I do? Ian, I'm a CEO of an international corporation. Yeah, I do a lot of work. I manage an international supply chain for tea. I've got a warehouse, an 1,800 square foot warehouse in Las Vegas, Nevada, where I receive tea in bulk from all over the world and distribute it to tea shops and hotels and restaurants. I manage quite large business. No, just drunk. Well, hey, that was a good drunk text. Good one, Grinch. I like that. I mean, that's a good way to put it. Like, if you think about it that way, like, we're narrating our own story, and it's like, damn, what should I decide next? She's kind of a big deal. Oh, Looking Glass. Where's Pikachu? I need to borrow his broom. Her broom? Pikachu is not a her. Are you? But honest. I mean, they say you become more honest when you're drunk, so maybe that's it. All right. Yeah. Hey, I'll be around next week, Friday or Saturday. Let's set a time. I'm not really going out downtown. Sometimes I go to Rebar for DJ Dad shirt shows, but I've been laying low, Michelle, but I'd love to catch up with you. I'm thinking about doing an event or a series of events. Yeah, Nick, it feels like it's been forever. It's been since before I left on my trip. Since I've seen you, Nick. Because, like, you left for Utah pretty much right when I got back. Oh, Jazzy, thank you for the Halloween heart. You used to build museum exhibits, but they purchase exhibits from grants mostly in states aren't doing the best lately, so business took a different turn. Aw, that's too bad. You're down to help? Well, thanks, Michelle. I know you always like to help. I'll give you the deets. We'll make a plan. Nishi ishi. Arigato. So cute. I love that. Kirokome. Grind time. Yeah. Dude, Nick, I haven't seen you in a long time. Yeah, we can talk about the project I want to propose to you. I want to freaking do some events, Nick. I'm ready to do some events. But, we'll have to talk. If I eat the hot peppers, I won't go on Saturday. Yeah, Michelle, text me or message me any way you like, and we'll arrange your visit here. The place is all cleaned up and ready for an event because I'm having my health inspection on Friday, so it's all squeaky clean and organized here. So I'm ready for an event. And I gotta sell all this china, so I need to have some parties. I need to have some parties so people can buy Christmas gifts for their family. Oh, so what are you doing now, Ian? If you're not doing that anymore? Yeah, Michelle, sweet. Let's do it. Yeah, I've got to sell this stuff. And I haven't been doing any events lately because I went traveling. I had other stuff on my table. You like positively, life is full of hard times. Awesome. Right? Someone was telling me, like, the whole reason why I did the study on karma was because I was talking with a friend who was, like, completely, like, he was putting himself into a state of depression around, like, too many good things happening for him. He's thinking, all these good things are happening for me. Like, it's inevitable karma that negative is coming next. And so he was, like, putting himself into a state of depression, thinking about that. And I was like, no. It's like, yeah, karma exists, whatever. I'll agree with you on that part. But, like, there is a way to understand that negative things happen. Negativity exists, but still remain positive. And that's this, like, adaptive thinking, adaptive decision-making, adaptive thinking, where you can adapt to all of that happening and know that the good and the bad are going to pass, but overall you can have a positive intention set throughout your entire life. You're proposing to someone other than me? Alan, I would never propose to you. Don't worry. Oh, we'll talk about your job another time. Okay, cool. That's fine, Ian. We don't have to, like, let all the beans out of the bag right now. That's a frame of mind. Yeah, it is. It's really harmful. Hey, Bitcoin. You come back to say hi again? Come here, baby. Come say hi to everybody. Oh. This is Bitcoin. He's wearing his PJs because it's a little chilly outside. Oh, big yawn. Big yawn. Bitcoin. Oh, yeah? What are you trying to say, baby? What do you want to say? What are you saying? What's that? What do you think about agency, huh? Do you have agency? What do you think about your agency, huh? Oh, you want to fly to Vegas on Pikachu's broom? You never know when you can change someone forever by one good act. That's true, Grinch. I fully believe in that. Alright, see you, exclamation joint. Bitcoin, say goodbye. Say goodbye over here. Look, over here. Like, say goodbye. Alright, that's the nicest you'll get out of him. Yeah, he put on his PJs. This is his sleeping clothes because he's a little cold. But he's so cute. He's so cute. In his heart grew one size, the Grinch. Yeah, this is my baby Bitcoin. I'm glad you think he's cute, Grinch. I've always wanted to dress up like the Grinch and have him be Grinch's dog with like the antler coming out the head. Oh, your dog looked up when he growled? That's funny. Yeah, what are you trying to say? What do you want to say? He's vocal. He always likes to come on here and talk. Yeah, he's cute. He's a cutie boy. He's a cutie baby. The best character ever, right? The Grinch's dog. He's so patient and so peaceful and kind. Hey. Michelle says hi. Say hi to Michelle. I don't think he's angry because, you know, he's getting cuddles. That's what he came up here for. He's probably cold. All right, good night, Alan. Sleep tight. He took everything and returned it like it was the whole movie was going good, and then what happened? Because his heart grew. Come on, Ian. No, he's happy. I know, Michelle. You gotta see him too. I saw your daughter's dog looks just like him. You posted a picture. I was like, oh my gosh, is that Bitcoin? Looks just like him. What are you getting there, huh? What are you getting there, you silly? Oh, you manifested her. Hey, Big King, welcome in. Oh, thank you for the spill the tea. Bitcoin, what are you doing? I gotta clean this tray now. Oh, you wanted her to have a dog like Bitcoin? Does that dog bite like Bitcoin? Is it feisty like Bitcoin? Bitcoin a lot more chill now, but he still definitely be biting people every now and then when people get in his face. Welcome in, Big King. What are you saying? Your dog are pals. You must be time zone different. Yeah. They're passed out. Yeah, Bitcoin is usually passed out. He sleeps all day long and all night. He's always sleeping. Unless he's over here looking for cuddles. Like even right now, like he wants to go to sleep. You can tell he wants to cuddle up and just go to sleep. Hey, Gerher. Congrats on level 2. Alright, I'm gonna let you down. Go take a nap on the couch, okay? Nick is coming. You need to get some sleep before he gets here. Yeah, Bitcoin was out in the streets. Yeah, now he's down there like twerking all over my leg. You want to play, Bitcoin? Huh? You want to play, boy? Go get your toy. Go get your toy. We can play. He's probably ready to go home. I need to go home, but I want to do a little bit of work cleaning around here before I go. And Nick is coming. Your idol was grew off despicable me. He stole the whole moon. That's your goal, Ian? Is to steal the moon? Yeah, when Bitcoin got lost, yeah, he was out in the streets for a week and a half. Learned how to live the streets. Yeah, he's down here, like, knocking his butt against my leg. Hey, but Grinch, I appreciate you stopping by, engaging with this conversation. I hope you choose to come again. I do stream regularly. Nishi, thank you for the Halloween heart. I do stream regularly. Alright, see you next time, Nishi, matane. And we have lots of conversations like this about civility, about being good people, about enjoying finer things in life, and doing what's best for the world. I'll be back. Yeah, you can give me a follow and you'll get notifications of when I go live. But I'll be back on Friday night. I do a stream on Friday nights. It's a really fun one. It's lit. It's like a party. Yeah, I'm in Vegas. Grinch, are you in Vegas? I'm in Chinatown. Hi, David. Good to see you. Thanks for all those claps, Jazzy. Thanks for going back up there and getting those. Bitcoin, what are you doing? Oh, Jazzy, thank you for the Halloween heart. Thank you for the welcome. Someone's here. Nick is here. Someone's here. Sorry if it's loud. You're headed there in November? Oh, fuck yeah. Hey, hit me up, Grinch. I've got a tea room. And I'm right next to a place called Area 15. Yeah, get him, Bitcoin. It's Nick. Nick is here. He's on Pokochat. He's Looking Glass. He was hanging out with us earlier. Looking Glass. Oh, he managed to pick up Bitcoin.
What's up, everybody?
He's one of the few people that can actually pick up Bitcoin.
Yeah, hi.
Yeah, Grinch, you gotta go to a place called Area 15. I'll put it into the chat so you can remember it. When you get to Vegas, you'll see ads for it. You will see it around. It's right next to my tea room, so you can do a little 1-2 stop. But it's where the Meow Wolf. So you should look up and buy your tickets. Like, just buy them now. Whatever time frame you have open, buy your ticket for something called Omega Mart. They do sell out, so you want to secure your ticket the day and the time you want to go. That's at Area 15. Area 15 is like a larger mall-like complex that houses Meow Wolf and several other immersive art experiences, as well as like axe throwing and fake golf. There's now like a dream distillery.
Oh, really?
Have you heard about that? So
is that the one? No, it's not in the same building, is it?
It's a different building,
yeah.
But it's right on Desert
You
Inn.
sent me a video.
Yeah, it's in
and
that.
The very next day, a friend was like, "Hey, you want to do this?"
Yeah, there's a distillery making like whiskey and gin,
Yeah.
but it's like an immersive art experience.
Yeah.
At the same time, it's like old-timey themed.
Yeah, it's something I got for.
Yeah, I think it's expensive. That's what those little bicycles are for. Like fake golf, like digital fake golf. You know, like where they have like, I don't know. I would never do that, but you know, some people do that for fun. Vegas sounds confusing. Vegas is confusing. It's got a lot going on. Yeah, fake golf. It's like... Oh, he's all excited. Oh, they play. Look, your buddy's here. Fake golf. It's like they've got like the T, and then you hit into like, it's a small space, but it has like a fake digital screen, and it looks as if, you know, the ball is going far. You like fake golf? But the axe throwing is fun. I did do the axe throwing before. I was pretty good at it. I was like trying to split the wood completely. Hey Milk, welcome in. Good to see you again, friend. Yeah. But there's food in there. There's a really cool bar. But like the Omega Mart is the thing, and it costs like $45. Totally worth it. Totally worth it. You could spend like 3 or 4 hours. I recommend that you plan to spend a lot of time there. Thank you for those hearts, Milk. Thank you for the heart. Thank you, Milk. I appreciate you. Thank you for the Halloween heart. It would come back at you, the ball. No, it doesn't do that. You don't have to worry about that happening. Now the axe, that's like, they do have like safety measures in place for that. But you could still freaking kill somebody in there if people weren't like following the rules. The cringe. What am I up to? There's Nick. I just finished doing a Constitution study group. I should get off. Nick is actually here physically with me. I haven't seen him in over a month. Yeah, the axe throwing can be scary. But then you should also eat in Chinatown, and that's also close over here too. Like the best food to eat here, and I recommend specifically a restaurant called Kushi if you are a meat eater. Or you're a meat eater, right? Well, I'm putting it out there anyway, even if you're not a meat eater. Kushi, that's what the restaurant's called. It's like they bring coals out, like barbecue charcoals out to the table, and you buy the food as like meat on skewers. All right, Michelle, we'll see you later. Be in contact about next week, please. Love you. I'll let you guys to it. Yes, I am. Someone on Reddit is saying hi to you, Nick. The Grinch. I don't know if you want to come address him and say thank you for being so kind. He's on that screen right there.
Grinch.
No, look, you're over here.
Yes,
You're
hello.
no, you're on that screen. Like it's the Reddit is that one.
There are so many screens in it. Yeah, I know. Wow.
Hey,
Yeah, I
Ricky
think I see
Man.
it. The little black guys. Yeah.
It says a hi Nick. I'll let you guys to it. See, the chat is on the OBS.
Yeah.
Yeah. Milk, thanks for the heart. Yeah, this is Nick. This is Looking Glass. Give him a follow. He also streams sometimes. Although you've been neglecting this one.
I have. I'm not alone.
Yeah.
Few people have.
On Pokechop?
Yeah. At least from like the original group that I had been following. It seems like there's been a rotation.
Yeah, I think that's going to be happening. But not me. I'm here for life.
For life. You know what's funny, actually? So I got off work and I was gonna have dinner at Esther's with a friend.
Yeah.
And wasn't able to get a hold of them.
Yeah.
So I was like, I wonder what Elise is doing. I'm gonna check Poco. Like rather than text you or something like that, I figured I would be able to like see real time where you were at.
Yep.
And just count on jumping into Poco stream.
Yep. Yeah. Obviously. Hey, but I'm making this work, It works. It works with what I got going on here. It supports what I'm doing.
Totally.
You can quit, Ricky. It's your choice. Nick has not quit the app. He still comes in and hangs out.
Yeah, I'm in it right now. Yeah, I'm in chat. Period spamming.
Getting his Poke boxes. All right, Reddit. I'm gonna turn y'all off. It's been fun. Thank you for hanging out with me, Grinch. Love you so much.
Bye,
You've
Red.
been great. You've been a great contribution to tonight's conversation. Phantasm. I remember you from before. Thank you. What's the name of the ducks? You did ask a very important question. The ducks do not have names. You're talking about these two ducks here? These two ducks? Oh, thank you for the Halloween hearts, Jazzy. What's Nick's stream? He is Looking Glass. I'm Nick. You see, he said... Careful with Bitcoin. Careful with the baby boy. He's a precious in his PJs and his PJs.
Yeah, that's hilarious. He greeted me at the door in his PJs. His little robe.
Alright, see ya, Jazzy. Love you. Thank you for all your support and for leveling up your mini fandom. Alright, see ya. Bye, Reddit. Love y'all. We got a download on the way out. Love it. Alright, who's here on Twitch if I can do a raid?
Yeah, YouTube too.
Yeah, I'm on YouTube. That's how Michelle was watching. Alright, I'm not gonna do a rave. I'm just gonna end the stream. Alright, love you guys. Love you all.